بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم أما بعد عن أبي موسى العشري رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الاستئذان ثلاث فإن أذن لك وإلا فارجع أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام رواه Muslim. We can see a couple of nights we were discussing about the greeting. الاستئذان ثلاث فإن أذن لك وإلا فارجع. الاستئذان. Yes. We were discussing about the greeting, and we can see Musannif like Imam Nawawi rahimahullah. He mentioned Kitab Islam, the book of Salam, and then after that he created different chapters. And he mentioned different things, and one of the top things he mentioned Assalamu alaikum. If you do Salam, then many benefits he mentioned, the rewards he mentioned by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that you love one another if you say Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. And yesterday we discussed if you enter your home and you say Assalamu alaikum, it will be the barakah by Sayyidina Anas ibn Malik radiallahu ta'ala, blessing for you and for the people of the household. And today he is mentioning that is the beauty of Islam and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Through Quran, through the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided us how to live successful life, peaceful life, and the life when you love one another, and how you can strengthen your community, how you can love in individual basis and a community basis. Everything is mentioned from the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his entire life. The Meccan life, when he spent more than 10 years, around 10 years he spent in Mecca, and then he spent the rest of time in Madinatul Munawwara. We can see how he created the strong community in Madinatul Munawwara and by his own sunan of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This hadith I mentioned, Imam Nawawi mentioned a chapter, Babul Isti'dan wa Adabihi, etiquette of asking permission to enter. And he mentioned one of the ayah of the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tadkhulu buyutan ghayra buyutikum hatta tasta'nisu wa tusallimu ala ahliha. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, O you who believe, enter not houses other than your own until you have asked permission and greeted those in them. Like whenever you are entering someone else's house, you have to take the permission first, and second thing, salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, say salam. And this hadith, Abu Musa al-Ashri radiallahu ta'ala said Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, permission is to be sought 3 times. If it is accorded, you may enter, otherwise return. Etiquettes of, like we are visiting someone's home and we knock the door, and how many times we should knock the door, we bell the door, or we like nowadays we have different types of like bells there. So how many times we can do that? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, according to this hadith, he mentioned 3 times. Knock door 3 times, ask permission 3 times. If the permission is granted, then you can go inside. If not, then you can leave. Just 3 times. But sometime we are even maybe someone is inside, maybe he doesn't want to meet you. Just knock 3 times and then leave. But some of the ulama, they are saying, like now, if you feel that there is a big house, maybe I knock the door, maybe they did not hear it. Then some of the ulama, they says, or maybe you are pressing the bell and you did not hear any sound. So maybe the bell is not working. In these cases, you can stay more or you can knock the door again, because if you are thinking maybe someone is there and maybe the house is big and no one listen it by knocked, and maybe the bell is not working, then you can stay more. Otherwise, just if you hear that the bell is working or you knock the door and you know that the house is not too big. If you knock the door, whoever is inside, he can hear it. Then you can just 3 times knock the door and leave it. And also the same thing I was thinking we should consider as when we are calling someone, like over the phone. You know, sometime if you have an emergency, then it is okay, you can call multiple times. But sometime you just, I just want to say, Shaykh, Assalamu alaikum. But you are calling over and over. Maybe the person is busy and he is on his job or in his business, or maybe he is in a situation he cannot get your call. Just call once or twice, and then after that, khalas, stop, and then after some time you can try it again. So we have to, these are the manners Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us how to live our life. There is another hadith of Sayyidina an Kildat ibn Hanbal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu قال أتيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فدخلت عليه ولم أسلم فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ارجع فقل السلام عليكم أدخل. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, narrated by Kilda ibn Hanbal, radiyallahu ta'ala, he said, I visited Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and I entered his house without seeking permission. Without seeking permission, he entered the house of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he said, go back, go outside, and say assalamu alaikum. Can I come in, or I come in? Take the permission. Adkhul, can I come in? Then you can come in. That is the training. We can see even the Sahabi was there, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, go outside. And then say assalamu alaikum first, because maybe definitely there was no bell. Maybe in that time there was no door. Okay, maybe curtain was there. So that's why there was no point to knock it. So that's why Rasulullah, if this is the situation, like we are visiting somewhere where there is no door or the door is open, instead of going inside directly, or instead of going in front of the, standing in front of the door and looking out inside whatever is going on, then asking permission, then there is no benefit. So if the door is open, if the door has curtain, we have to stay away from the door. Even the door is open nowadays, we can see the door, sometimes doors are open. Don't go inside, don't stand in front of the door. Stand on right side or left side of the door, and then say assalamu alaikum loudly. If there is no point to bell them, or there is no way to knock them, you can say assalamu alaikum loudly. Then whoever is inside, he can hear it, and then you can ask, can I come in? If he allows you, then you can go. If not, then go back. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did the same thing. A Sahabi came inside and he said, go outside, say assalamu alaikum, and then take the permission, then you can come in. That is the training of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we can see after that the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sahaba Ikram, ridwanullahi ta'ala ajma'in, the benefit, the fruits of this training. So inshallah, if we will do that, we try for ourselves, inshallah, and also train our kids, inshallah, then it will be beneficial. And also by this hadith, another thing need to be understand, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the Sahabi go outside, and he did not mind it. That why did he send me outside? If this thing happened to someone, then he should not be angry. Why did he say to me this? Because if we know this training. So inshallah, if we do that, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the reward for practicing the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and make us act upon it, inshallah. Yes.
So this Istidhan here is ask for permission
Yes.
to enter the door.
Yes.
Or to enter the house.
Enter the house.
And you must hear the acceptance.
Yes.
The acceptance
Yes.
of the owner or who responds.
Yes.
Who said enter or not.
Yes.
If he said not,
Then
you will return back.
yes, you can go back.
That is the Istidhan.
Yes.
What is the difference between Istidhan and ثلاث عورات لكم؟ يعني in the door in the house you cannot enter for the the young boys to
To the
the
room.
room.
To the room. That's the same thing. Like there is another hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that whenever your kids become like in the age of puberty, then they have to take the permission to enter the room. Like parents' room, they have to take the permission to enter it. That is also the same thing. The hadith which we mentioned, that hadith regarding to the entering the house, like stranger is coming to your house or your house is not belong to you, then you have to knock the door, take the permission and go inside. But if you are already living that house, like you are a young, then young boys, young kids, they can go, it's okay. But whenever they reach the age of puberty, and that time they cannot go even their parents' home and parents' room until they take the permission.
And even they are not big or young, even if they are children, ثلاث عورات هن لكم فلا حتى وهم صغار لا يستطيعون أن يدخلوا عليكم اللي هو من الليل وعند الظهيرة ولا أتذكر الثالثة.
I don't remember.
هذه ثلاث عورات لا يمكن لأحد أن يتجاوزها حتى ولو كان صغيرا وما بعدها فهم طوافون على
we can teach them. We can teach them in the young age these permissions, inshallah. Yeah.
And the point is to ask permission
Yes.
to enter.
Yes. نعم.
Thank you.
الله أعلم. جزاك الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء المرسلين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم أحسن عاقبتنا في الأمور كلها وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. اللهم اكفنا بحلالك عن حرامك وأغننا بفضلك عمن سواك. اللهم أنت السلام منك السلام وإليك يعود السلام. تباركت ربنا وتعاليت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين.